I had to devise a way of gathering everything that exploded so I could show you guys. We're in very intense energy right now. In this video, I'm going to show you two pieces of evidence that doesn't make sense. So this video will probably break the internet today. Please click the like button if you're just stumbling on so people could see this. Nothing makes sense anymore. The storm has arrived. You're really going to have to get to the point where you don't have expectations. You don't have expectations. You have to go with the flow, okay? And this started yesterday. It was a pretty decent day. There was like a little slight wind, okay? And then I came back, and then all of a sudden the wind was out of control. Maybe where you're located in the world, the wind is literally out of control, and it just came out of nowhere. And then I had a revelation that I had two explosions that that don't make sense. One of them might, which we're gonna break down in the community. But it's so wild. It's so wild what we're experiencing. The wind is still picking up right now. Really is a supernatural wind. And I'm going to share a time when years ago, and we're going to go full circle with this today, I experienced supernatural wind on a certain day. I'll never forget it. And listen, I'm sharing about my journey, and as we collaborate and we come together, maybe some other people had similar experiences, or maybe in the now moment you're having similar experiences, okay? So yes, there are a lot of glitches. I don't know if we're talking about the live chat, so hit 555. If you hear me clearly, we're live, and I want to make sure everyone hears the message. But the storm literally has arrived. And so many people are feeling it around the world. You might be feeling irritable. You might be feeling restless. And when you look at the wind, when you experience the wind, that wind that's churning up, it's kind of representing like what's going on inside of us. It's kind of representing the chaos, the storm that's happening in the world. The storm has arrived. I think a lot of us are coming to terms with that. Right now, we could say that the storm has arrived. Why don't you write that in the comments as well? If you're new to the channel, I'm Michael. I discuss the ascension journey. I share very strange supernatural glitches. Don't go anywhere. And I take all these things and I make it relevant for everyday life people going through the ascension journey. Because we're all ascending as a collective. Isn't it crazy what's going on? It's really crazy stuff. So I want to talk about the wind first. I'm going to talk about the timeline loop. Did you start to witness, and I've heard, I discussed with many people that are awake and aware that the reality is not what we were led to believe, that you could kind of see that the timeline is looping. Loop-de-loop. Do you see the loops? So now it's time. This massive energy is like a kick in the rear end to get us out of this loop. So we're getting out of the loop now, and a lot of things are going to be new. A lot of things were kind of stagnant, repetition, repeated the same thing over and over again. And now we're getting a kick in the rear end, all right? And God's saying, let's get out the door. Let's get moving. And it can be overwhelming. Even if it's good things, you might have been accustomed to a way of life, your subconscious programs. This was how I lived every single day. And now it's new, and a lot of people don't know what to do with the new. That's triple new, right? The ideas are flowing. Maybe, are you getting waves and waves of ideas at this time? Waves and waves of ideas. And, I was at the beach a little bit earlier in the day. There was like a little wind, but it wasn't so much. And I had an idea. And that's why I'm always writing things down. If you're getting this message, the greatest thing that I could, if you are a person that's conscious and aware, you're building every day, you're becoming a better version of yourself every day. When these thoughts come in, write it down, okay? I have an app on my phone. I write it down. I write it on a piece of paper. and this way, because it is so chaotic right now. It is, yeah, people, Tanya had to restart the cell. A lot of people's glitching electronics, big thing. I think that when electronics glitch, it's not so overwhelming, but when you literally see something, okay, I'm going to mystify the world today, so don't go anywhere. I had to gather all this stuff that exploded, so please click the like button. It's like, this is like nonstop. It's literally nonstop. So I came back, and all of a sudden, like the wind, it was like wind turn on. And it's like, so like it was like God had a massive blow dryer, and it just, and it like blows for like, you know, maybe like 20, 30 seconds, and then it kind of stops. And then it's like, and then it's like 20, 30 seconds, and then it stops. And you see the palm trees going, you see the big trees, everything's, and then it stops. It's like literally supernatural. It's not like a normal wind. Again, you could be getting this message. Are you having a conscious and aware experience, or not just going with the flow? You should know, if you're listening to your Uncle Mike on the screen, you should know thyself, be conscious and aware, have this third eye open. Are you conscious and aware of your point of homeostasis, or do you know what is normal in the world? So you're sitting there, you're not going to hear it on the news, you're not going to hear it from fake gurus on social media. You are sitting there, you are conscious and aware, and you could say this wind is kind of not normal, there's something strange about it. So I came back, chaos wind, and I said, I wrote down what I needed to speak about, and I'll revisit it another day. And that's also God's timing. God is saying it's not time. It's not time to do this. But I will share, when the chaos wind happens, something physically might happen in the world, might happen in your everyday life. It's chaos energy. So that supernatural wind, I have experienced, and I have it in that brain. I have experienced over time instances where I knew that it's not normal. Okay, there are new people to the Our Everyday Lives world famous community and channel. I have shared this, for example. When I was a boy, I was conscious and aware of the Mandela effect. When I was a boy, not later on, there was no internet, people sharing about it, right? I don't know how old I was. It could have been like 10 years old or less. And I looked at my mom's Lazy Susan, and I said, they changed Jiffy peanut butter to Jif peanut butter. I guess they must have shortened it. Did you have a similar experience growing up? Were you aware of Mandela effects before you knew about what the heck the Mandela effect was? Sarah remembers. Remember Sarah? We are wired very similar, Sarah. Okay. So I sat there as a boy looking at the Lazy Susan. I said, this is something, and I saw like maybe a change or a change in the timeline. Well, this story comes from wind. And back in 2012, some of you remember that very special day that was supposed to be the end of the world in 2012. And I remember being back in Brooklyn, and again, Brooklyn in the cold, in the wintertime, and it's December, and it's 2012, and it was that magical day that the world was supposed to end. And I remember being woken up out of my sleep, and the wind was outside, and it was very strange, because in New York, it's a little bit colder. You don't get so much energetic storms, and the weather is not so intense when it's a little bit colder out. Unless if you get like a blizzard. Sometimes we got like a blizzard in New York. But I remember waking up, and I was thinking that the world was going to end too. So I was kind of like a little like, is this it? And I remember the wind was blowing, and it had that similar like blow like really hard for several seconds, and then it stopped. And then it would go again, and then it would stop. And I'm kind of experiencing it now. It kind of brought back that memory for me. And maybe you had a similar experience back in December of 2012. And maybe you experienced that shift, the timeline loop. I assure you, none of us had the capabilities of our higher self online in this vessel to do what we are about to do back in 2012, the timeline loop. Sometimes we go on the longest road to greatness. And if that resonates with you, if you are conscious and aware and you remember 2012 and you remember maybe that day or night, wherever you are located in the world, the wind is bringing a lot of irritation. I was talking to my friend, like it's irritating. I want to sit outside, enjoy the sun, and the wind is it's like bothering me, and I feel like this, right? Maybe you are feeling irritated by this wind as well. And again, there's a lot of irritation. There's a lot of eruptions, which I'm going to show you two real-life examples. Please remember before I show you these things, and I'm going to tell you a story, there's no such things as coincidences, only synchronicities. And there's an energy that is going on right now, okay? So, when I go back, New York, 2012, wind blowing. Hey, remember New Year's Eve this year, there was a lightning storm in New York. Did anyone realize, did anyone witness that? Right? The antenna, the Empire State Building got struck by a lightning on New Year's Eve. Do you remember that in New York? I said, wow. I said, why is there lightning in this cold? It's cold, New Year's Eve. I never experienced a lightning. Okay, a lot of people, JD and Grimm, experienced it. Did you experience the lightning if you were in New York? Or maybe you saw it in some of these posts as the community is posting and sharing this. All right, I said, wow, there's lightning. I said, I was with my family at the time. I said, look at, the lightning cracked over the house. We're sitting there. It's New Year's Eve. We're just having dinner. And boom, the lightning is crackling. Okay, that was so strange to me. People that are conscious and aware, again, are you having a conscious and aware experience? There's people that just go along, it's nothing. It's just a coinky-dink. It's just a coinky-dink, right? No, there's no lightning. There's a deeper meaning to that. There's a deeper meaning to this wind that's blowing right now. This is the timeline loop. Are you starting to witness that there's timelines? Are you witnessing things, physical objects do weird things? Are you conscious and aware of the Mandela effect? Are you witnessing people do weird, strange behaviors in your everyday life? Timelines are not a joke. It's really not a joke. And I'm sharing from a place of authenticity. It could drive you mad. And that's why you're really going to have to be patient with people. What is the version of the other person? Maybe they're popping back and forth on timelines. At this time, I have to let things marinate. I've experienced things in the past couple weeks. I said, what the heck is going on? So and I'm sharing with you. So I have to kind of put my ego on the side. I have to say, what is God showing me? You will find, ready? You will find yourself curled up in the fetal position if you are Captain Literal Man at this time. If you've never seen my video on quantum chaos, get to it, kid. And I'm here to tell you, I struggle with these things as well because it rationally, right? Maybe I'm saying words, phrases. Again, we're in uncharted waters. One of my world famous videos, Uncharted. We're headed to uncharted waters. Right? So what used to work, what used to be familiar and comfortable, what used to be a way of life, it's so overwhelming, Uncle Mike. What can I do? Oh, I'll tell you, Light Warrior. See, you're going to have to use the Tesla model of reality at this time. The Tesla model of reality, Uncle Mike. Yeah, Light Warrior. You need to start thinking in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Click the like button if that resonates and people hear this, because people are going to start losing their minds more and more at this time. You can't go to the physical reality because it's not going to, I'm telling you, it's not going to make sense. And there are things that frustrate me because rationally it doesn't make sense. Like I have vibes, I have feelings. I have feelings about things and situations and people, and I can't really explain it. It's overwhelming. I'm one man. I'm doing right. And you might be called. You got to shut it all down. You're gonna have to seal everything up and really focus on that timeline. It's overwhelming. There are so many people across the world that are feeling overwhelmed at this time. Is that you? And I recently did a video on this energy. I think it will be very helpful for you because it's not easy. And I have to focus on how I'm showing up in the world. I have to focus on what I'm putting out to the world. I have to protect my energy at this time because it is confusing and we all went through it. Timeline loop, loop-de-loop. And if you're getting this message, do you remember back in 2012, you said, oh, something's going on. Oh, look at that wind. I remember that wind. And again, there only might be a handful of people that really understand this wind. You could get the winds going in the chat, the little wind emoji, or please load this video up with comments. If you are maybe learning on this ascension journey and you're saying to yourself, I'm kind of interested, please, we have a beautiful community here. Write thorough comments. You go down into the comment section. This is how we show transparency on this channel. Read other people's comments. It's not about one person. It's about we, the people. It's about the collective. Let's say it again. We, the people. You could even write we, the people. A lot of people are feeling this come back into, it's about we, the people. It's not about the subconscious programs. It's not about the labels. And if we're all experiencing it, I said, whoo, whoo. I'm going to show you something in about a minute and a half that will make you go, what the heck is going on? And these are the things that I go through. There's crazy energies, there's glitches like never before. And I constantly, I have a tightly knit, small bunch of friends in the gym. They're experiencing glitches, maybe in their home as well. My mother is, what's up, Ma? How you doing? My mother is like, I'm thinking I'm losing this thing disappeared. This thing moved in my house. Please comment if that's happening. Oh, look at that. Tilda, 77, hit the 7777777. It's Lucky Charms. Oh yeah, it's time for rewards. It's time for the luck. I had two things break. And again, there's no rhyme or reason for this. And you have to sit back, you have to analyze, you have to say, look at this. Look at this example right here. How does this make sense? And then you have to realize that there's energy involved. Energy is the ability, listen to the basics, okay? I've been sharing this for a while. A lot of people, they're going to try to confuse you. It's a confusing time. Get back to the basics. If it is godly, if it's authentic, it's going to be simple. I'm going to give you something simple right now. And you're going to write it down and you're going to utilize it moving forward. Energy is the ability to cause change. We can detect energy's presence by noticing a change. There could never be a change, a physical change, without energy being involved. And that's basic science. A lot of people left basics. What the heck happened in the past couple of years? So weird what's going on, right? Weird times, right? But guess what? Hey, guess what, Light Warriors? Tough times don't last. But tough people do. Cheers to the hammers. We're going to drop that hammer. Yeah. Crazy stuff. And I have had, so I want to show this all in a beautiful example, put a beautiful bow on it so you could see a detailed example. I'm going to explain what happened, what I saw, what's the location, and I'm going to give it some background information. The other day, I left a message in the video. That video is up there. Please watch that video if you haven't, about this current timeline jump. And I shared with everyone that I'm experiencing something that is very different. Double ringing. Ringing in the ears, ringing from inside. Some of you experience ringing in the ears. And I shared, there's ringing, and then I could pick up a secondary ringing that's in the room. Right now, not, but there will be a time, and it could last for like an hour, and then maybe it goes away, and then you hear it again. Please comment this down below. Okay, JD and Grimm writes, ringing has changed recently. Okay, double ringing. So you might, maybe this is the first time you've ever experienced ringing. That's good. Perceiving energy, coming back online. You could write that down. We're back online. We are back online. We're back online. So I'm experiencing ringing in the ears from inside. I also perceive a ringing that's outside of me, out in the room. Okay, and I realized something very supernatural. And I have experienced these things where I say, no one's going to believe me. And you might experience things where you say, no one's going to believe me. If you are conscious and aware, if you're looking at the surroundings, I observe everything. Are you the observer? I know there's people on this channel that are just here to observe because we need observers. I love you. You have to be an observer. I observe everything. I have a coffee table. It's kind of like a double decker. So you have your coffee table. It's like a big rectangle. It's got the 4 legs and coffee table on top. And then there's like it's thick where, it's like solid. And then there's space. And then there's another slab on the floor where you could place items on. On this coffee table, underneath I have like a crystal pyramid and a couple of beautiful crystals from HarleyRayCrystalShop.com. Yeah, that's where I get all my organic sage, from the HarleyRayCrystalShop.com store. Yeah, you got to, if you need to cleanse your energy, you got to sage that area out, kid. Cleanse it out. So on the coffee table, okay, underneath there are 3 crystals, and I look and I see that one of the crystals shattered. It's shattered on the lower part. On the top, a lot of people that are part of our Patreon community know that I don't usually use the blue blocker glasses while I'm live here, but when I'm on Patreon, I usually wear the blue blockers. On top of the coffee table, I have these spectacles here, okay? But for some reason, they were sitting on the, okay, this has disappeared, right? You could see the hole. I'm going into the hole. Freezing. Okay. Okay. There is no, it was sitting on the coffee. I can't find the other lens. You could see I'm going in, right? The lens is gone. Okay. Ooh, look at me. Would you hit a guy with glasses? You would never hit a guy with glasses. Okay. So those that watch my Patreon, okay, if you would like to join Patreon, it's that you could see the glass. There's not, you see the hole? I saw this. I said, it's gone. Okay. I can't find it. Maybe it will pop up. It was on top of the coffee table. There is no lens there. Okay. Wait, it gets better. I had to figure out the crystal, if someone how to gather it, shattered. This is the one she gave me. If anyone could identify, can you identify? I know there are crystal gurus out there. I tried to figure out how I could put this all together. The crystal underneath Shattered. Okay. Okay. Please share this to 1 million people, this episode today. So on a coffee table, okay, on the top and the bottom of the coffee table, there are glasses. Okay. There's glasses that I don't know where the lens went. It is gone. Those that are on my Patreon community know I use these glasses all the time. Okay. On the Zoom, the lens is gone. Okay. Underneath on this double decker. Okay. Here is the crystal. Okay, where, of course, Harley is not here today. Where, what, can anyone know? Okay, this crystal, yeah, I'm looking at it. I had to figure out, I did a good job. How am I going to show this? Okay, it has shattered. A lot of people know sometimes when the energy gets very high, the crystals will shatter. Okay, it is shattered. Okay, so, and again, I am open to all the, I don't know much about that type of crystal. And why it shatters, okay? Don't know. That is the, so you're seeing it backwards. That is the left lens. So, yeah, maybe we're shattering through proverbial glass ceilings. We're breakthrough. How about 1,000 people write breakthrough in the comments? So, and I know to some people, it's like it's not a big deal. I'm looking at this. It's not one. A lot of times I've had things come in twos to verify that this is something going on. Remember my story when the hawk dropped one fish off to me and then 5 minutes later dropped a second fish off to me? Please watch my 111 video. It's on the channel page. Let's hit 1111111. We're walking through now. Above and below in that same area. And I'm hearing the ringing. There's got to be some kind of energy. There's something that's going on. You know, there's so many details to our reality, our timeline, if you will. And to see I see the crystal shattered. I have experienced crystals shattering before. I don't understand it's sitting on top of the coffee. I don't know where the lens is. The lens is gone. Again, same region, double. It'll be double. It'll be double. Maybe we're going double. That's 280. 282. 282. So sometimes we have to look for things that don't make sense. I think a lot of people out there are waking up that there are glitches in the timeline, glitches in reality, but maybe they're not like so on and so forth of glitches, but we are perceiving these energies that are heightened. It is like we look at it as supernatural, but we know that these energies are so heightened right now. Think using the Tesla model of reality. Energy, frequency, and vibration. Is the frequency rising? Are the vibes vibing? And I've shared this before, and I think that, and this was for my protection, and I still have, I use headphones in the gym. I use the wired paired, cheap, $9.99, cheap. Don't need nothing expensive, but, and I shared this story before, a couple years back, I was gifted two sets, listen carefully. I was gifted 2 sets of wireless earphones. And I always know where I put my headphones. I'm a creature of habit because I know I don't want to replace things. And there's always, it's going to be in one of 2 spots. And 2 pairs of wireless headphones, I lost 2 of them within 2 weeks of each other. I had used one, I lost it. I said, oh, I had another pair. And then I lost those. But the one, I've never lost headphones before because I know where I'm placing them. They probably disappeared from my reality because maybe it wasn't good for me. So sometimes, you know, when God takes things away from us, maybe things are taken away because it's also not good for us. There's all different ways of learning and looking at our everyday life. If you never watched my video on a quantum event, there's quantum events happening in our everyday lives. And sometimes when that quantum event happens at first glance, we don't say, wow. We don't know if it's good or bad in the first moment that it happens. You might react to that quantum event a certain way. You have no idea how powerful that event could be for your future, because in the future, it will prove what has happened to you in the past. You have to stay focused now. You can't curl up in the fetal position now. When the reality starts collapsing, when the world starts collapsing all around you, when nothing makes sense, you gotta keep going. Keep going, okay? Tremendous shirts made by my sister, okay? Her link is in the description, her Etsy store. Keep going and be a light warrior. You're not here to be a spiritual cream puff. You're not here to be a spiritual cream puff. You're here to be a light warrior. Because we need leaders to lead at this time. We're not gonna get out of it if we're not stepping up as leaders. I got to step up as a leader. It's not about being comfortable. It's not about being a people pleaser. I had to learn this. I said, oh, everyone's going to be good. I'm going to please. You have to have a goal. You have to have a vision. You have to lock on to it with laser pinpoint accuracy. And you got to go, and you got to go now. You got to go right now, kid. You got to break out of the timeline loop. You see how we looped it full circle? You have to break out of the timeline loop. And you have to do something, because a lot of us fall into that repeat. Wake up, go, everyone's doing the same thing. The miserable matrix is the double M. You're going to go to school, you're going to go to college, you're going to get in debt, you're going to get in that miserable marriage, you're going to pay the taxes, and then we die, and that's it. Hurry up and do it. And people go in right for that prison. Okay, you smash the like button if I'm speaking the truth. You got to break free. You got to break through. You got to get it out. You got to get that crap out of your mind. You got to get the crap out of your mind, Uncle Mike. Oh yeah, Light Warrior. It's called the subconscious programs. You got to get that crap out. You got to get it out of your mind. You got to start living with this heart. I see. That's why people are miserable. They're in miserable relationships. They allow good people to pass them by because they got to think with this brain. They're not thinking with this brain. And when you realize about the danger, you got to look at the other brain, which is your gut. And we all had a big lesson and we didn't listen to our guts. And that's why you might have been riddled in the stomach. Amy Sunshine Ray, that's the beautiful yellows for the sun. Oh, the Royals are here. I love you, Amy Sunshine Ray. Thank you so much for the support. I'm so grateful for that. Let's get the sunshine shining. We want to have the sun. And that's why, I forgot who also wrote it earlier. The wind is kind of irritating. You just want to sit out. You want to be peaceful. And it's irritating your body. The wind's blowing. You're trying to sit calm. So important to sit calm at this time. Stay calm, kiss your mom. Right? No, you got to stay calm. You got to stay calm. And you're saying, what the heck's going on? What the heck's going on out there? And it could trigger you to not be calm. When you realize that other people, when you see a man on YouTube sharing about his disappearing lens and smashed crystal, say, what the heck does this mean? Okay, please share this video to people so that they know that timelines are real, that they know that weird stuff is going on. Okay, and again, you, the person that's getting this message, you have to have a conscious and aware experience. Are you picking up on the wind? Is it different? Are there things in your house that are shifting and breaking and not making any sense? You're on a brand new timeline, kid. You're on a brand new timeline, kid. You got to go inside. And you have to keep going up. Don't go down there. As Bugs Bunny once said, don't go down there. It's dark. And Bugs Bunny was right. Don't go down there. It's dark. I'm pulling you off that timeline. We got to go to the 5D now. Yeah, Bugs Bunny took you down the rabbit hole, right? Oh, baby. Yeah. Hashtag Bugs Bunny was right. That's true. It's so true. I'm absolutely grateful for each and every one of you. Please comment down below. First of all, what do you think about my story? Please comment down below if you had a very strange story. Are you experiencing strange wind in your area? And the greatest support of all is clicking the like button and click the subscribe button. We have daily videos 9 a.m. Eastern time to help you become the greatest version of yourself. A lot of people are still using the old mentality. It's not going to work. I'm telling you this. A lot of you have woken up to this. The old way is not going to work anymore. It's not working anymore. A lot of you are realizing this. So now we have to go the new way. We have to go the organic way. We got to go the proper way. Not the modern way, not the matrix way. It's collapsing. It's collapsing before your very eyes. You're going to have to go the godly way. You're going to have to go the proper way. You're going to have to go the organic way. Stay focused. The whole world. The world is your oyster, right? There's a whole world, there's a whole reality out there. And as we move forward through this year, you know, I'm going to be sharing more about my personal journey and how I got to where I am. And ultimately, all we can do is be a lighthouse for other people and inspire others by living our everyday lives. These are our everyday lives. Write it down. These are our everyday lives. It's about we, the people. You got to fix these things in the brain. You got to fix those subconscious programs. You got to start thinking differently. Be empowered. If you want to be empowered, take the journey with us. Hit that subscribe button. You want to troll and complain, right? See ya. Winners win. It's time to win. It's time to start living I got to live my life. I got to live my life. So, and people are realizing, you're feeling this, right? I got to live my life. Heck with this stuff. Enough of this stuff. I got to live my life. You have to stay focused. Be empowered. Be strong. It's your responsibility. It's not my responsibility. It's not your girl's responsibility. It's not your man's responsibility. It's your responsibility. It's my responsibility. And that's the problem in the world. People don't want to take ownership. This timeline jump is so that we have leaders that are separate, that are ready to go. And then you are going to pull your brothers and sisters off. Don't go down there. It's dark. Hashtag Bugs Bunny was right. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. I appreciate you. Yes, listen again, Carla. I appreciate you. Share my story. Share this video. Let's get 1 million people to hear this because there's weird stuff that's going on. And I appreciate your comments and read each other's comments. It might give you the peace of mind. You say, what the heck's going on? How are these things disappearing and crystal shattering and all this other stuff? Okay. I love you guys. Keep going, kid.